Should you go for it or should you not go for it? Well, that kind of depends on the risk and the reward, what you have to lose, what you have to gain as you pursue whatever the good life means to you. Health, wealth, love, happiness. Welcome in, fam. Much love, Trav, today, and something that's been on my mind and something that I've been thinking about and is helpful for me and I think would be helpful for you. You're listening here, appreciate you, is there's a lot of points in life we've talked about, where you have a decision point. Am I going to do this or am I going to not do this? I've come all this way, am I going to turn back? Am I not going to turn back? Or I'm looking down the road, am I going to start out? Am I not going to start out? And one of the useful ways to decide is on the risk reward. Ideally, you want to take low risk, high reward opportunities, and you want to avoid high risk, low reward opportunities. Although sometimes in life you will have to take high risk, high reward opportunities. Although it depends, you can also take low risk, low reward. It depends on a couple things, your own risk tolerance, how much risk you're willing to take. It also depends on what sort of life you want to have. Are you willing to risk losing everything to have the best possible life? Then, okay, at least that's one strategy you know about it. So, let's dive in here. I'll give you a couple examples, some things to think about, to pick your mind, different categories. Let's start with your work, business, right? So a high risk, high reward would be like liquefying all your assets and just gambling it basically, or betting it on investment. You could lose everything, you gain everything. Low risk, low reward would be like taking a typical 9-to-5 job. There's not too much risk to that, although there's very little reward either. You're almost guaranteeing a mediocre life, which could say it's high risk because a lot could go wrong. A low risk, high reward would be starting to do your dream job or moving towards your dream career using your weekends and your evenings. It's low risk because you're using your free time, you're not jeopardizing your day job. It's high reward because it's moving you towards your dream. So you want to look at them low risk, high reward. How can you, shout out the car horns. That's annoying. I'm gonna walk the other way. You want to look for these low risk, high reward. Okay, it stopped, awesome. Low risk, high reward. Let's move on to health. High risk, medium reward, low reward, I would say climbing Mount Everest. I guess that's a high reward. High risk, base jumping, squirrel shooting, doing really risky stuff where you can lose your life, and what do you get out of it? Some adrenaline, feeling of accomplishment. Is that really worth it? It depends on how you want to live your life. It also depends on if you're a man or a woman. Men tend to have higher risk tolerances. Reason being, there's more of us in mating age. A lot of people don't realize that. You can actually look at the world census by age. That's important, by age. There's more men born, about 105 per 100 women. So men have to take more risks to stand out, although you don't necessarily want to stand out like an idiot either. What can you do? If you take high risk, high reward, stuff like that, I would recommend low risk when it comes to your body. You don't have to climb that wall. You don't have to swim out and try to surf 40-foot waves. Look at the risk there is very high, although again it depends. I'm just advising in general you don't want to do that. You don't necessarily want to smoke cigarettes every day. There's a high risk to that, and the reward is, what's the reward there? You want to look for a low risk, high reward. What's the risk of having a healthy diet and working out every day? Very little, and the reward is extremely high. You'll feel good, you'll look good. You'll be healthy, you'll live longer. Low risk, high reward. Taking a healthy lifestyle like organic farming outside that goes with both work and health. Low risk, not too much can go wrong. High reward, feel good, right? And then relationships is important. Love, say dating. High risk, well, the reward is high. The reward is often going to be, here's like a high risk, low reward. It's like trying to have a a casual hookup with some teammate that you're working with, who you're not gonna go any more than casual, like someone that you work with. It's high risk because it can cause drama and friction, and the reward is, a decent reward, but it's not super high reward. A low risk, high reward would be pursuing someone that you think this is the one. They're not in your social circles, so you're not gonna see them if things fail. You have nothing to lose and a lot to gain, right? Whereas making moves on your housemate, who you share a wall with, there's quite a bit more risk there, right? So sometimes we gotta just act. I'm a big fan of acting, but for a lot of decisions, it's worth thinking about ahead of time, and a good framework for that is risk reward. Just kind of running it, especially before major, big critical decisions like what job you're gonna take, what career you're gonna take, where you're going to move, what you're gonna do with your money, what you're gonna do with your body, what you're gonna do for love. Those are who you're gonna pursue, who you're gonna continue. Those are the big decisions that are worth taking a couple days to think about, and it's worth analyzing from a few perspectives, and risk reward is good way to look at it. Again, it kind of depends on your own tolerance and life view, but at the least, you want to always go for opportunities that are low risk, high reward, and depending on you, you may want to go for opportunities that are high risk, high reward, especially for men, but you always want to avoid high risk, low reward. You always want to avoid that because so much to lose, very little to gain. Hope you find that useful. Let me know what you think in the comments. Those of you who found this useful and want more advice like this in written form, make sure to check out my recent book, Life Lessons. I wish I had told me sooner. There's a link to that down below somewhere. Everybody else, let me know what you think in the comments. Here's what exercise of the day to think about. What is just one high reward, low risk, high reward opportunity? What action can you take on it today? And then take that action. It could be a small action, but take any action. If it's health, if you decide it's health, go do whatever you say you're gonna do. If it's for love, pick up your phone, make a move. If it's for work, then put in a little bit of that extra time doing the thing that you think is important. But again, before you take action, make sure this is a low risk, high reward opportunity right here. And if you don't have any in your life, it's possible. You probably have something you can look and recognize, but it's possible you have to wait, because sometimes that's how life is. It might come your way, might not come your way. And you want to put yourself in position where it will and be ready to act when it does, though, ready to recognize the opportunity. So hope you find that useful. We'll look forward to hearing what you have to say in the comments. Peace out, fam. Talk to you soon. Much love.